Hello! I want to talk to you tonight about the meaning of art again and phenomenology, which is when you are living the experiments, you are inside, you have a holistic approach. Holistic means that you're sharing with others, it's spiritual. You live with people. Like an artist, you live in the city, you live in the countryside, you live with Africa in your heart, Europe, if you live in Europe, America, Sweden, anywhere you live, or anything which is appealing to you when you read the press, you watch the news, you are aware of what is happening in the world. We also live with America where there is Donald Trump. So it's a global approach. My art is global. My art is global. Why is it global? Because I tap into everything. I use Asian art, Indian arts. You see it when I send you back your art catalogs. I'm going to put some of them on YouTube very soon with work that I did before, because I had my credits wiped out by Jeff Bezos because I protested against corruption on IMDb, racism, discrimination, sexism, and my art was vandalized. So I'm going to put some of my work on YouTube very, very soon. But now I want to show you here African slavery in Libya, what it is for me. Obviously there is the Mirador, the security here, which is here everywhere in the camp, anywhere where there are Africans now. And I do like us to have some reflections on that during the coronavirus. The last video that I put is inside my bedroom. It is dark because I wanted you to be a bit stressed looking at the video. But now I'm here in the light, so let's talk about that. So here, this is the form of an angel who is behind barbed wires. Okay? And here you have the place where you have all the slaves, all the African slaves, men, women, children, and you have the scars, you know, tribal marks, African marks. Here that's the colors of Elegua, the brown and the red. The yellow is Oshun. Oshun is the female elements, pride, love. When Oshun withdraws, you know that everything disappears because women are important in everything. And this part, the white that you have here, is racism, systemic racism, organic racism, because slavery exists in Arabic countries, not only in Libya, also in Morocco, Algeria, Saudi Arabia, in Europe, where there is exploitations, in America, killing, shooting on Africans in the back 7 times is African slavery. Up to today, we were free. So what I mean is that you have this systemic racism everywhere. The white is not omnipresent because racism is something which is disguised, hidden. They don't want to tell you, to show you that they are racist. And sometimes people do not argue in the right directions. They do not understand what is racism, for instance. I think we have to go back to the source. If our brothers and sisters are treated like that, each one of us could be here. I could be here, you could be here, your brothers could be here. Maybe you have relatives there, each one of us. That means that there is no respect for none of us. And when you are caught in their system, you understand what is racism. You understand what is racism. Systemic racism is like a gang, a mafia. It is not saying like, oh, they are rude. No, I don't accept that. Being rude is not enough to describe racism. I think racism is being criminal. Is deciding that somebody black cannot have a job because he is black, part of a group. It is deciding that somebody black cannot walk peacefully in a street because he's black, he has nothing to do there. So you have a system of segregation inside their minds. it is setting up women in jobs and abusing them. And this does happen in the film industry, and more on the side of black girls. And when you go and you report it to the police, not much is done about it. Sometimes nothing is done at all. While on the other side, you cannot touch their women. We have to be honest about that. So you have that. That's why you have African women now in Libya, Lebanon. Lebanon is a high place where Africans are traded. Women, Egypt, where girls are offered jobs. Those jobs are not jobs. As soon as the girls, they arrive, they just take their passports and they are abused by the families. They exploit them. We have to talk about that. We have to think about our brothers and sisters in the time of the COVID-19. How could we help them? I think how we can help them is maybe to make art about that, write articles, books, and explain. And art is relevant because it's a way of protest. You cannot go and, for instance, become violent against people just because they are racist. You can't do that. You cannot destroy, smash a building. What you can do is to write. What you can do is to do art, songs, paintings. And I think most artists are doing that. Most African artists are doing that in a way. When you listen to the lyrics, to the music, you understand the message which is against oppression. So that this painting is called African Slavery in Libya. I did it in 2017. And as I said before, the day I was painting, when I was doing that, one of my friends visited me and started to cry because he told me that he has a brother who is in Libya and who is still captive up to today as an African slave. So that's the last place where his family found in traces of his brother. I think art is also relevant because we need Africans to be artists. We need Africans to write. We need Africans to make songs because you maintain the memory intact. Without art, nobody would know about what happened to the black African community, Caribbean, Creoles, Afro-descendants. Without art, nobody really speaks about us. You have to be passionate about history, to go to a history conference and to listen. But with art, everything is inside. Like here, when I talk about African slavery in Libya, you know that it happened around the years 2000. You know that there was the war in Libya. When I talk about the camp, you know that there were people in the desert. There are still people in the desert. There are still places which are officially places where Africans are kept and forced to work. And there are people who live in Europe. They own those farms. They live in London, in America, in France, in Spain. They take the plane and go back to Libya where they exploit our brothers. Those things must come to the surface. They must be exposed in art. We must talk about them. We must demonstrate against them because if we don't do it, others are not going to do it. And this slavery in Libya has been taking place in the open. At the beginning, there was an outcry when CNN went. We went with some journalists to expose that. But now I feel that we forgive, we forget. And sometimes I hear, oh, but if it's happened, it's because they travel again. They should stay in Africa. They knew that it's difficult, dangerous to cross, whatever. And I say, no, that's not true. That's not enough. We must have charity. Nobody is in trouble because he wanted to be in trouble. Others are going to Africa. Enjoy Africa. We must support our brothers. We must say, no, this is wrong. Because what is happening in Libya has a knock-on effect on what is happening elsewhere, what is happening in England, what is happening in France, where France decided that they are going to try their vaccine, test their vaccine during the COVID on Africans. It's because somewhere in their mind, in their minds. They believe that Africans are slaves, that they can do anything they want with us. They can't shoot us in the street, come inside our homes and so on. That's why we must do art. We must do art and stand up for our rights. So here, when the painting is very far, you can see the man. It's really inside the painting, because my skills are mediumship skills when I paint. I paint with the spirits. Okay, so that's it. I hope you like it. Please leave me a thumb like right away. And you can contact me, of course, and leave any comment that you want. Contact me through my websites or via my emails. You are very welcome. Always. Bye-bye.